Ladies and gentlemen, when we look at those who have achieved great success in any field, from politics to business, from the arts to science, there is one undeniable commonality. They are all exceptional communicators, from leading politicians like Abraham Lincoln, who had the power to persuade an entire nation during a time of crisis, to visionary entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, who knew how to convey his vision so effectively that the whole world believed and followed. Communication, my friends, is not merely about speaking words, but about the connection we create with those around us. The ability to convey ideas clearly and powerfully does more than just share knowledge. It builds trust and fosters long-lasting relationships. When we communicate effectively, we are not only expressing our personal opinions, but also delivering a powerful message that can transform our lives and the lives of others. Effective communication is the key that opens the doors to collaboration, consensus, and most importantly, success. However, effective communication is not just about the words we use. Every gesture, every glance, and even the way we listen contributes to layers of hidden communication. How many times have you found yourself in situations where, despite speaking a lot, it felt like no one was truly listening? And how often have you felt that while the words had meaning, the tone and attitude behind them made you feel disrespected or misunderstood? Communication is not simply the act of speaking, but the way we interact with the person in front of us. We must learn to listen not just with our ears, but with our hearts. And so the question I pose to you today is this: have you truly been listening to the people around you? Do you really understand the messages they are conveying through their smiles, their silences, or their emotionally charged glances? When we come to understand that communication is not just about words, but about everything that encompasses our interactions, we step into a new realm of communication. From there, we can build stronger, more enduring, and more genuine connections. As I've emphasized throughout today's talk, the first thing we must focus on in communication is being mindful of the language we choose. Words are powerful tools. They have the capacity to create strong connections, but if used carelessly, they can cause great harm. We've all experienced moments when words impacted not only our emotions, but also had larger consequences, particularly in our work or personal relationships. Therefore, speaking what we truly mean is an art. And it's not just about saying what's on our minds, but rather saying it in the most precise and timely manner. The first principle we must remember is this: say what needs to be said and say it right. This may sound simple, but in reality, not everyone can accomplish it. Our words hold immense power. They can build or break a relationship in an instant. If we look to history, we can see a stark contrast between great leaders like Nelson Mandela and tyrants. Mandela used words to connect, to call for peace and national unity, while dictators use words to spread fear, division, and control. Words, therefore, are not just tools of communication. They are weapons that can change the world. So, how can we ensure that what we say is truly what needs to be said and accurately reflects our intentions? The answer lies in always asking ourselves a few simple questions before speaking. Before saying anything, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it true? Is it kind and useful? These are questions that every communicator should keep in mind and apply daily. These questions not only help us control what we say, but also help us avoid misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. Imagine if everyone asked themselves these questions before speaking, how many conflicts and misunderstandings could be prevented from the start? We all know that negative words rarely add value, and they can even lead to serious consequences. On the contrary, kind and sincere words build trust and respect. This highlights the fact that effective communication isn't just about what we say, but also about knowing when not to say something when it isn't necessary. Communication is not just the act of making sounds. It is the art of selecting words that fit the context and the person we are speaking with. A key aspect of effective communication is the ability to think before speaking. Great communicators consistently ask themselves important questions before they speak. Is this truly necessary? Will it add value to the listener, or is it just idle chatter? And most importantly, could it cause harm? If a statement doesn't bring positive value, we must consider carefully before saying it. Moreover, communication also involves controlling our negative emotions by restraining our words. In tense situations, saying things without thought can make matters worse. Therefore, the ability to control what we say is crucial to keeping conversations smooth and productive. Words spoken from kindness and sincerity always leave a lasting impression and help build stronger relationships. Remember, communication is not just about what we say, but also about knowing when to remain silent when nothing needs to be said. From this, I want to leave you with a message. The words we choose in communication are not just for sharing information. They are for building trust, showing respect, and strengthening relationships. Saying what we truly mean is essential, but how we choose to say it, or even choosing not to speak when it's unnecessary, is the key to successful communication. One of the most crucial, yet often overlooked elements of communication is the art of listening. Typically, we focus on what we're going to say, how to deliver our message, but forget that listening is an indispensable part of any successful interaction. So, what does active listening truly entail? It's not just about hearing the sounds that another person makes. It's about deeply focusing on the content, emotions, and even the unspoken messages that lie beneath the surface. The art of listening requires attention and empathy. Often in our conversations, we find ourselves in situations where we're only passively listening, merely waiting for our turn to speak, rather than truly absorbing the meaning of what the other person is trying to convey. This is passive listening, and when we fall into this habit, we risk missing important messages or the emotions behind the words. Real listening happens when we put ourselves in the speaker's shoes, understanding and feeling what they're going through. This skill is not just essential in professional settings, but in our personal lives as well, where it helps us strengthen and nurture relationships. So, how can we become active and effective listeners? First, we must understand that listening is not a passive activity. It's a deeply interactive process. When we actively listen, we not only receive information, but also engage with the speaker through asking questions, giving feedback, and confirming what they've shared. This not only allows us to understand more clearly, but also makes the speaker feel respected and genuinely heard. Listening effectively isn't just about staying silent while the other person speaks. In fact, it requires full attention and genuine interest in the content being shared. One effective technique for improving our listening skills is simply to let others speak first. Sometimes interrupting or trying to respond too quickly can make the speaker feel as if we're not really listening. Let them fully express their ideas, and only then should we respond. Think about how often in everyday life we interrupt others, not because we don't want to listen, but because we believe we already understand and want to share our perspective immediately. This is a common mistake in communication. If we want to excel as communicators, we must practice patience and allow others the space to fully express their thoughts. This will not only make them feel heard, but will also help us gain a deeper understanding of their perspective. Another crucial technique for listening effectively is to ensure we truly understand what's being said. Sometimes we may misinterpret the message or miss the key point. In such cases, repeating or paraphrasing what the speaker has just said is a great way to confirm accuracy and ensure we've captured the essence of their message. For example, after someone has shared an idea, we might respond with, "If I'm not mistaken, you're saying that." This not only assures the speaker that they've communicated clearly, but also gives us confidence that we've understood them correctly. Active listening is vital, not only in professional settings, but also in personal relationships. When we listen with both our minds and our hearts, we not only comprehend the content, but also connect with the emotions behind the words. This is especially important in family relationships, friendships, and even romantic partnerships, where understanding and empathy lay the foundation for deeper bonds. One fascinating aspect of active listening is its ability to create immediate positive changes in the way we interact with others. When people sense that we're genuinely interested and paying attention to what they have to say, they become more open, sincere, and trusting. Conversely, when they feel that we aren't truly listening, the conversation may lack depth and could even lead to unnecessary misunderstandings. Active listening isn't just a skill, it's an attitude towards life. It requires us to be open, willing to embrace differing viewpoints, and respectful of others. As we develop this skill, we not only improve as communicators, but we also become more understanding, compassionate individuals in all areas of life. Active listening helps us connect with others not just through words, but through the deeper emotions and thoughts that often remain unsaid. In the workplace, active listening can be the key to success. Great leaders aren't just those who can deliver powerful messages, but also those who can truly listen to their teams, understand their needs, and align everyone towards a common goal. When we listen actively, we gain better insights into the challenges and opportunities at hand, allowing us to devise more effective solutions and foster a more cohesive, productive work environment. Active listening, therefore, is not simply a communication technique. It's an essential component of effective interaction. When we truly listen, we not only enhance our own communication skills, but we also contribute to building stronger relationships, trust, and respect from others. So, let's practice and develop the art of active listening in every aspect of our lives, from work to family, from friends to social interactions. Listening isn't just about hearing, it's about truly understanding. When we think about communication, we often focus on words and language. However, there is another crucial element that we cannot overlook: body language. Our bodies have the ability to speak, and sometimes they can convey messages far more powerfully than any words. Body language is not just a supplement to spoken language. In many cases, it can determine whether or not our message is understood correctly. Every gesture, glance, or posture carries a nonverbal message. For instance, when someone maintains direct eye contact during a conversation, it shows that they are truly engaged and listening. On the other hand, if someone constantly avoids eye contact or appears uncomfortable, it might signal that they are feeling insecure, anxious, or even uninterested in what we are saying. These signs may not be spoken, but they are incredibly clear to those who are observant. Body language, eye contact, facial expressions, and posture all contribute to building or breaking the message we want to convey. Developing positive body language is a vital component in enhancing communication skills. Maintaining friendly eye contact, adopting a relaxed and open posture helps others feel welcomed and more comfortable to share their thoughts. When we look someone in the eye with sincerity, we are communicating respect and attention. On the contrary, negative behaviors like crossing arms, avoiding eye contact, or standing with a closed-off posture often create a sense of distance and lack of trust. This not only affects how others perceive us, but can also lead to misunderstandings in the message we are trying to deliver. Body language doesn't just reflect our emotions, it also influences how others respond to us. When we stand tall, confident, and open, the other person is more likely to feel comfortable and engage fully in the conversation. Conversely, if we sit hunched over with our arms crossed, we might project defensiveness or distance, making the interaction more difficult. This shows that body language is not just a tool for expressing ourselves, but it plays a crucial role in creating a positive and effective communication environment. Improving body language is not difficult, but it requires awareness and practice. With small adjustments in how we stand, sit, or move, we can make a significant difference in how others perceive and interact with us. This is especially important in professional settings, where first impressions often carry great weight. When we stand tall, make direct eye contact, and communicate with a confident posture, we not only demonstrate professionalism, but also create a more open and effective space for communication. And it's not just in face-to-face interactions. Body language also plays a key role in virtual meetings or remote communication. When we cannot meet in person, we rely heavily on subtle cues like facial expressions and tone of voice to gauge the emotional state of the other person. In these situations, paying attention to body language becomes even more critical. A simple smile or nod can help set a positive tone and encourage active participation in the conversation. Body language is not only a tool in personal relationships, it also has a significant role in the workplace. Successful leaders are always aware of how to use their body language to convey their message with confidence and charisma. When a leader walks into a room with poise, maintains eye contact with everyone, and exhibits open posture, they don't need to say much to create a positive atmosphere that motivates the team. On the other hand, a leader who appears tired, with drooping eyes or a lack of interaction, may struggle to inspire confidence and enthusiasm among their employees. Sometimes the difference between a successful conversation and a failed one doesn't lie in the content, but in how we convey it through body language. Even when our words are meaningful and persuasive, if our body language does not align with our message, the listener may sense confusion or distrust. This highlights that to become an effective communicator, we need to pay attention not just to what we say, but also to how we present ourselves physically. From this, we can see that body language is not merely an accessory in communication. It's a core element that helps us convey our message in a comprehensive way. What we communicate through gestures, eye contact, and posture can significantly impact how others receive and respond to our message. Therefore, practicing and developing positive body language is essential to enhancing our communication skills. When it comes to communication, one of the most essential yet often overlooked elements is sincerity and kindness. When we engage in conversation, the listener is not only concerned with the content of what we say, but also with how we convey our sincerity through every word and gesture. Kindness and sincerity cannot be faked or fabricated. We can sense almost immediately when someone is genuinely sincere or merely trying to please us. Communicating from the heart is always the most effective way to create a deep connection. When someone speaks with sincerity, their words easily resonate with the emotions of the listener. We don't need to use complicated or flowery language to impress, but rather, we simply need to express our true feelings and thoughts. This creates a close, comfortable atmosphere, allowing the other person to feel more at ease and trust us. A conversation without sincerity is like music without melody. It may be complete in form, but lacks the soul to create true resonance. Kindness in communication goes beyond just speaking kind words. It's about how we show respect and care for others' feelings. When we speak with kindness, our goal is not to win or prove ourselves right, but to understand and share. Communicating with kindness not only makes the listener feel at ease, but also helps us build stronger, more genuine relationships. Conversations lacking kindness tend to become tense and pressured, often leading to misunderstandings. Effective communication is not only about conveying information, but also about how we treat others through our words and actions. A gentle word, a gesture of care can have a profound positive impact, especially in difficult situations. When someone is going through a tough time, a sincere word of encouragement or a question showing concern can significantly alter their emotional state. This not only makes the conversation more effective, but also helps foster empathy and deeper understanding. In the workplace, sincerity and kindness play a crucial role as well. When we communicate with colleagues or superiors, expressing sincerity helps build trust and fosters effective collaboration. A leader who knows how to communicate with kindness creates a positive working environment where people feel respected and motivated to contribute. On the contrary, without sincerity, work relationships can become strained and prone to breakdown. Sincerity and kindness also enable us to resolve conflicts more effectively. When faced with tense situations, maintaining sincerity and showing kindness can help diffuse the tension and open the door to mutual understanding. Instead of confrontation or criticism, we can listen and empathize, finding reasonable solutions for both sides. A conflict without kindness can easily escalate into a heated argument, whereas communicating with a constructive mindset can lead to very different outcomes. We can say that sincerity and kindness form the foundation of all relationships. When we communicate with these elements, we not only build trust, but also express ourselves in the most authentic way. Communication is not just about exchanging information. It's about showing respect and care for those around us. A sincere word may not always be easy to hear, but it will always have lasting value. A small act of kindness may not need to be grand, but it will leave a strong impression. When we think about communication, we often focus on what we say and how others listen. However, a crucial aspect of communication that is frequently overlooked is the ability to read and understand others even when they don't verbalize everything. Understanding the person we are speaking to through small signals, such as body language and emotional reactions, is an essential skill for successful communication. This requires us to be observant, sensitive, and attentive to every situation. To begin with, body language and emotional reactions are powerful tools that help us grasp the mood and thoughts of the person in front of us. For example, when someone smiles and seems engaged in what we're saying, it's a sign that they are truly involved in the conversation. On the other hand, if they frequently glance at their watch, cross their arms, or avoid eye contact, it could be a sign that they are uncomfortable or uninterested. These cues may not be spoken, but they provide valuable insight into the other person's emotions and state of mind. Being able to recognize these reactions allows us to adjust our communication to better suit the situation. If we sense that the other person is not understanding or is uncomfortable with the topic, we can modify how we deliver the message or even switch topics altogether. A conversation becomes much more effective when both parties feel comfortable and understood. If we ignore these nonverbal cues, our message might not be conveyed properly, leading to misunderstandings or discomfort. In addition to reading body language, flexibility in communication is also a key factor in achieving high effectiveness. Everyone has their own style and needs when it comes to communication. This requires us to adapt our communication style to suit each person and specific context. Communicating with a close family member will be very different from communicating with a colleague or client. If we lack flexibility, it can easily lead to awkward situations or even misunderstandings. For example, in a meeting with a client, maintaining a professional demeanor and using formal language is essential. However, when talking with friends or family, our language will naturally become more relaxed and casual. This ability to adjust not only helps us adapt to different situations, but also makes the other person feel more comfortable, enhancing the effectiveness of the conversation. Flexibility doesn't mean changing who we are, but rather adjusting to the context of the communication. Another aspect of flexibility in communication is the ability to listen and truly understand the emotions of others. The other person may not always clearly express how they feel, and that's where we need to be sensitive in recognizing subtle cues. Small changes in tone of voice, facial expressions, or posture can reveal a lot. For example, if someone speaks in a hesitant or quiet tone, it may be a sign that they are feeling insecure or worried about something. Understanding these signals allows us to adjust our approach and create a space where the other person feels more comfortable to open up. Understanding others not only helps us communicate more effectively, but also builds stronger relationships. When someone feels heard and understood, they are more likely to express themselves openly. This doesn't just make the conversation more meaningful, but also strengthens the bond in the relationship. On the other hand, if we fail to notice or disregard the emotions and attitudes of others, they may withdraw and become passive in the conversation. Developing the ability to read and understand others is a process that requires practice and observation. Not everyone is naturally perceptive from the start, but through each conversation, we can gradually improve this skill. It's not only essential in personal relationships, but also crucial in the workplace and social interactions. A person who is skilled at reading others will always have an advantage in building relationships, persuading others, and gaining consensus. The skill of reading and understanding others in communication isn't something we can master overnight. However, with consistent practice and attention to the small details in our everyday interactions, we can become more attuned to the psychology and emotions of others. This will not only enhance our communication skills, but also help us form deeper and more lasting relationships in both our personal and professional lives. In today's workplace, professional communication skills are as crucial as any other factor in achieving success. Effective communication not only allows us to convey information clearly, but it also helps us create a positive impression on colleagues, supervisors, and clients. Developing professional communication skills is the key to succeeding in any field. Whether it's how we write emails or present during meetings, everything reflects our level of professionalism and work ethic. One fundamental aspect of professional communication is writing skills, especially when it comes to emails and work-related documents. In today's digital world, email is the primary tool for communication in most organizations and businesses. And email is more than just text. It's a reflection of who we are in the eyes of the recipient. A professional email must be clear, concise, and straight to the point. Its structure should be logically organized, beginning with a polite greeting, a succinct body, and a respectful closing. Writing clear and precise emails helps to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. For example, when drafting an email to colleagues or clients, presenting the information in a coherent manner not only makes it easier for the reader to comprehend, but also demonstrates professionalism and respect for their time. Each time we write an email, we should ask ourselves, will the recipient understand this clearly on the first read? Is there anything missing or excessive in the content? This requires careful consideration in every word, ensuring that our message is delivered effectively without causing confusion. Beyond writing, presentation skills in meetings and during public speaking are also an essential part of professional communication. Every meeting and every presentation is an opportunity to showcase our knowledge, preparation, and professionalism. Thorough preparation before presenting is crucial. It not only boosts our confidence, but also ensures that our message is delivered clearly and persuasively. A professional presentation needs more than just good content. It requires confidence, appropriate body language, and interaction with the audience. Practicing in front of a mirror or with friends can help us identify weaknesses in our delivery and correct them. Proper preparation also includes anticipating questions that the audience may ask, allowing us to respond in a convincing and logical manner. In meetings, the ability to present ideas clearly and concisely is equally important. Effective communicators in meetings know how to convey their message while also listening to others. A successful meeting is not just a platform to share personal opinions, but an opportunity to exchange ideas and collaborate with the team. When we interact well and respect everyone's input, collaboration is enhanced, leading to better outcomes. In addition to thorough preparation, managing time while speaking is equally important. No one wants to listen to a presentation that drags on without focus. We need to learn how to deliver our points concisely, stay focused on the main ideas, and avoid going off on tangents. This not only keeps the audience engaged, but also reflects professionalism in communication. Good time management allows us to leave time for more important aspects, such as answering audience questions or clarifying complex issues. Professional communication skills go beyond writing and presenting. They encompass how we behave in everyday work situations. From phone calls and messaging to responding to work requests, everything reflects our level of professionalism. Maintaining a polite, respectful attitude and being receptive to others' opinions, whether they are colleagues, clients, or partners, is vital. Professional communication is not just about speaking correctly, but about building trust and fostering long-term relationships. Another important aspect of professional communication is the ability to provide constructive feedback. Feedback is a crucial element of workplace communication, especially when evaluating or contributing to someone else's work. How we deliver feedback can impact a colleague's work ethic and growth. Constructive, positive feedback helps them understand what needs improvement without feeling criticized. When we know how to offer professional feedback, we not only help our colleagues improve, but also earn their respect and trust. And developing professional communication skills requires continuous practice and attention to the smallest details. From writing emails to presenting at meetings to handling work interactions, all of these contribute to building a professional and effective image. A person with strong communication skills will not only succeed in their work, but will also create positive, lasting relationships with those around them. As we embark on the journey of self-development, communication is a skill we must continually refine. The ability to communicate effectively is not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires patience and consistent practice. Like any other skill, communication demands regular effort because it is only through practice that we can enhance and perfect our abilities. Every conversation, every interaction with others is an opportunity for us to learn and improve our communication skills. The necessity of continuous practice in communication is something many often overlook. We may understand the theory behind effective communication, but without applying it in real-life situations, it remains just that, theory. Regular practice allows us to incorporate essential principles of communication into our daily lives, from choosing the right words and actively listening to developing body language and expressing sincerity. No two conversations are alike, and no single communication style fits every situation. This is why practicing and adjusting our approach to different circumstances is crucial. As we engage in frequent and proactive communication, we begin to feel more at ease when expressing our ideas and emotions. We no longer shy away from public speaking or feel anxious when facing challenging situations. Continuous practice builds our confidence, making our communication more flexible and effective. The more we practice, the more we develop this skill holistically, mastering not just the words we use, but also our gestures and eye contact. But it doesn't stop with self-improvement. Effective communication opens doors to new opportunities. Those who are skilled communicators not only persuade others more easily, but also foster deep connections with the people around them. In the workplace, strong communication allows us to clearly convey goals, ideas, and strategies. This not only boosts work efficiency, but also builds trust within the team. In our personal lives, good communication is the key to maintaining relationships with family, friends, and society. People who communicate well often rise to leadership positions. They know how to capture attention, how to deliver their message convincingly, and how to build lasting relationships with those around them. Good communication is one of the critical factors that help them achieve success in all areas of life. That's why this skill is considered a cornerstone of success, not only in our careers, but in life in general. Ultimately, communication is the bridge that connects people. In any situation, whether it's professional or personal, understanding and mastering the art of communication helps us build lasting relationships, create connections, and foster collaboration. To succeed in any field, we must continuously improve our communication skills, and constant practice and learning are the best ways to do that. Effective communication is not just the key that unlocks doors of opportunity, it's also the bridge that leads us to meaningful and lasting relationships. It's a valuable skill that each of us can develop and perfect over time. Let us make effective communication a goal and commit to practicing it every day. For communication is not merely a tool for conveying information. It is the art of connecting hearts and building success in life.